Hey everybody, grafting avocado today, alright? This is Southern California, this is zone 10. We're in the month of January, end of January. The avocado buds are starting to burst, starting to pop, and that's the time to graft. I know it's January, it's early, but we're having spring-like weather. As long as those buds are starting to swell and there's no threat of frost or freeze, you can graft avocado, alright? You can graft avocado. I don't think there's gonna be a frost or freeze anytime soon. I'm banking on that, hopefully not. I doubt it though, alright? So it's time to graft avocado. Let's do it. Alright, so this is the tree we're gonna graft onto. This is a Hass avocado tree grafted onto a Dusa rootstock. It's a clonal rootstock from Brokaw Nursery. This is like probably one of the highest level avocado trees you can get. It's produced by one of the most famous avocado nurseries in the world. They supply trees to many different countries. This rootstock itself is grafted, meaning they grafted onto a grafted tree because the rootstock was chosen for specific characteristics. The Dusa is made for production and for root rot resistance. This tree usually goes to farmers because farmers need to produce as many avocados as they can. So this rootstock was chosen because farmers noticed that it makes a lot of avocados. So we're gonna graft onto to see how these grafts perform on this rootstock. So it's really exciting to see how it performs. So check it out. We are gonna do Jan Boyce, JB for short, Reed, we got Reed, Jim, and Nabal. These four are like high level, top of the food chain avocado varieties that are so desirable. They're really delicious and the world needs more of these varieties. So we're gonna put them on this tree, and to get more of these varieties in the world, we're gonna put it on that tree right there. All right, everybody, we've got a collection of tools here. I got my utility knife, trusty utility knife. We've got a few pruning shears, which we'll need. We got some grafting knives, some scissors. This is probably the most important tool you'll need. Rubbing alcohol or any cleaning agent. I like to use rubbing alcohol. Some folks use all-purpose cleaner like bleach or Lysol. But basically, you just gotta clean your tools, wipe them down. Anything that cuts into the plant tissue has to get wiped down, because when you're grafting, you're doing surgery. You are a plant surgeon, and a surgeon needs clean tools. All right, so that's really important. Oh, I almost forgot to mention grafting tape. You're gonna need it. Parafilm grafting tape. By the way, the link to all of these will be down in the description. You can find the link to where you can find all these online. So I'll put the link down there below in the description. All right, check it out. Look, this is the Scion. It's about 4 or 5 inches. I have a lot of videos on my channel of how to chew Scions like this. You guys can check out those videos if you want. But this is pretty ideal. It has a good thickness down here. It's about 1/4 inch of thickness, the Scion. And look at the brown tip. I want a fresh tip. I'm gonna get rid of that brown tip by just cutting it off. I'm gonna cut it off, and now I have a fresh tip. Hopefully you can see that. And now I'm gonna wrap this Scion with some grafting tape. This is parafilm grafting tape. It's special because of this stretch. Check it out. Look at the stretch. That stretch action locks in the moisture and humidity, keeps the Scion alive while it's fusing with the rootstock. You gotta get a feel for this. If you stretch too hard, it breaks like it just broke. But if you stretch too little, it won't cling to itself and it won't lock in the moisture and humidity. So you gotta find the right spot, the sweet spot of the stretch. And just like that, I covered everything except this part. You gotta make sure to cover everything. Let me add some more tape here. Just like that. This part I left exposed because I'm gonna cut it and insert it into the tree, but everything else got wrapped. And if the graft takes, those buds will burst through this grafting tape and form new leaves. And that's another cool characteristic of this grafting tape, is it allows itself to get broken by these buds. It's weak enough to get broken by the buds, and that's how you know you have a successful graft, when you see buds bursting through this grafting tape. All right. So there's our matchup. That's where we decided to graft onto, because it has same thickness. The Scion's thickness has good match with the rootstock thickness. So I'm gonna cut right here. Don't worry, this will not get wasted. I'm gonna go graft this onto my own tree. Let's cut off these two. This is competition. And let's cut off that as well. So I'm gonna graft right there. All right, next step. All right, so basically I'm clearing my workspace over here. I'm getting rid of leaves that are getting in my way. And next I'll take my utility knife, trusty utility knife, and I'm gonna make a cut right down the middle. I'm gonna go right down the middle. We're gonna do a classic cleft graft today. And I'm gonna go down about 1 inch. There we go. So I made a cut right down the middle, and that's gonna receive our Scion. Here's my Scion. I'm gonna make a cut here. 1, flip it over. I wanna make a straight arrow shape. There we go. As pointy end, I want it to have as pointy as an end as possible. And I made about 1 inch cut here too. That's what it looks like. Let's go put it in. Can you see? There, we're gonna insert it. And there it is. So what I'm going for here is I want contact. I want this to touch the insides of my cut area. I want there to be contact right there. And I want it to align it because that's where the cambium layers are. Cambium layers have to align. It cannot be like this. It'll actually take if it's like this, but there's very little cambium contact. It'll grow very weakly. But if I line them up like a jigsaw puzzle, there's really good contact here. And there's a great chance that the graft will take. Just like that. And there's contact on the other side too. Yep. It doesn't have to, the cuts don't have to align exactly, but you want them to align pretty well. It doesn't have to be an exact alignment in terms of the length of the cuts and the depth of where you cut here into the rootstock. And that's it. Now, I'm gonna take some more grafting tape and wrap these up, and we're pretty much done. Some more grafting tape. I'm gonna wrap this area really tight. I'm gonna do a few layers of tape here because I wanna smash the Scion and the rootstock together. I wanna force contact between them because that's how a graft takes, is if there's firm and solid contact between the Scion and the rootstock. And I'm stretching the tape too here. And I'm using my thumb and my forefinger to stabilize the graft because I don't want it to move too much. I'm doing that as I wrap. Some more tape. And now I'll cover everything. I did about 4 or 5 layers of tape here. And I'm gonna try to cover everything here. And now that I covered everything, I'm gonna take my thumb and forefinger and I'm gonna give a few final squeezes to really reinforce that contact between the Scion and the rootstock. And then I'm done. That's it, I'm done. So this is a multi-grafted project. All right guys, check it out, we're done for today. So check it out, I did 2 JB, Jan Boyce grafts up here. Right there is Nabal. Right next to it is Gem. Down here's another Gem. We're gonna do more grafts on this tree. I'm gonna get some more Scions, some of different varieties, and we'll continue this grafting project. But for these grafts for today, I'm gonna give it a month or 2 to show any signs of growth because we're still in the winter and avocado shouldn't be growing. But once the spring comes, they'll wake up and hopefully these grafts will show some signs of life, all right? We'll keep you updated. All right, everybody, we're back here in the month of May, and let's look at some of the grafts. We've got mixed results. Some of them took, some of them didn't, and let's see what's going on. This is the Jan Boyce graft I did on video. It did not make it. It is dried out. It is not looking good. This is the Jan Boyce graft I did right next to it, also looking not so great. But right below it, right here, is a Helen avocado graft. There is where the graft was done, and look, it has taken. Yes! Beautiful leaves popping through the grafting tape. That is a successful graft. The Helen avocado, ladies and gentlemen. Right below it is Nabal, the Nabal graft we did right here. Let me try to get in focus. There's the graft, and look, it has taken. All right, Nabal avocado. All right, and then right over here is two grafts that failed. These are failed grafts. That's the gem graft, did not make it. And then right next to it is another Helen graft that we did. It did not make it, unfortunately. But two of the grafts took, and it looks like the more vigorous varieties took. Nabal and Helen are both very vigorous growers, and they managed to grow out. It seems like in this case the rootstock overpowered some of the Scions, and that tends to happen sometimes. This avocado is on a Dusa rootstock. It's the Hass avocado, and it's very, very aggressive grower. In fact, it already has fruits. This young little tree has fruits on it, if you can see that right there. So it looks like all the energy and the vigor went towards the original tree, which is the Hass avocado, and that tends to happen. In certain cases, the Scion, the rootstock situation, the relationship is very unique in each avocado graft, and in this case, it seems like the rootstock kind of overpowered some of the grafts. But on a positive note, there are now 3 varieties growing on this tree: the Nabal, the Helen, and the Hass, and they all seem to fruit at different times of year. This is now a very beautiful and valuable tree because the owner is now going to get fruit, 3 different types of fruit, top level, high level fruit, some of the best fruit you could find, all growing on one tree. And that's a very beautiful thing, and it's very possible and very doable in the world of grafting, folks. All right guys, thank you for watching as usual. I hope you liked the video. Leave me a like, give me one of these, subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know how your grafting is going, and as always, thank you for watching.